fire
Six,
ignites in the darkness,
four,
sparks erupt beneath a
three,
spacecraft on the launch
two,
pad, and in
one.
seconds this vehicle will attempt to break free of everything holding it to the ground. This is where our story begins, with real footage of a launch and a visual journey that follows it far beyond anything a camera could actually capture. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're tracing the story of space exploration, starting with genuine launch footage, and continuing into a series of cinematic visualizations that imagine what lies beyond what any camera has ever recorded: distant worlds, deep space, and the outer edges of what we understand about the universe. If that's the kind of journey you enjoy, consider subscribing, drop a like, and tell us in the comments which part of this journey captured your imagination the most. Let's begin. At the base of the launch tower, ignition begins. Sparks fountain outward beneath the vehicle as the engines fire, flame licking against the structure in the final seconds before liftoff. This appears to be archival footage of an actual rocket launch, a controlled explosion, engineered with almost unimaginable precision, designed to overcome the full weight of Earth's gravity in a matter of seconds. Moments later, the vehicle breaks free of the pad, rising against a dim evening sky. Thick exhaust clouds billow outward, engulfing the launch complex in white and gold as the spacecraft climbs. Within moments, it becomes a column of fire ascending into darkening air, its trail glowing brighter than anything else in the sky. This is the most dangerous phase of any spaceflight, the first few minutes when enormous forces are at play, and when decades of engineering are tested all at once. The atmosphere fades to black, stars begin to emerge, and the vehicle continues upward until only its engine light remains visible, and then nothing but the silence of space. Somewhere beyond our view, this spacecraft has now crossed a boundary that separates the world we know from the vast emptiness beyond it. From this point, the footage shifts. What follows is not a recording from an onboard camera, but a cinematic visualization, an artist's interpretation of what such a journey might look like once a spacecraft reaches orbit and travels beyond. It's worth pausing here to make that distinction clear, because what we're about to see blurs the line between documentation and imagination in a way that's easy to forget. In this rendered sequence, a spacecraft tumbles gently above a cloud-covered world, sunlight catching its wings and open cargo bay. Below, a planet resembling Earth is depicted in vivid blue and white, oceans and storm systems visible beneath a thin glowing atmosphere. It's a striking image, the kind of view real astronauts have described as life-changing, though it should be understood here as a digital recreation, not a live transmission. The visualization continues as a large structure comes into view, a space station rendered with solar arrays extended like wings on either side of a central truss. Its panels catch simulated sunlight as it moves above the animated Earth below, city lights flickering across the night side of the planet. Structures like this exist to allow long-duration human presence in orbit, built module by module over years, each piece launched separately and assembled in space itself. While stations like this do exist in reality, this particular sequence is a digital representation, built to illustrate the idea of a human outpost in orbit rather than to document one directly. From here, the visualization takes us outside the station. Figures in white suits are shown working along the exterior structure, tethered by cable, their movements slow and deliberate in the simulated vacuum. Every motion in a real spacewalk is planned with extraordinary care. A loose tool, a mistimed handhold, can carry real consequences in an environment with no air and no room for error. One figure reaches into an open panel, working on equipment mounted to the station's frame. In the reflective curve of the helmet visor, the rendered Earth and solar panels appear mirrored back, a striking piece of digital artistry, even if not an actual photograph. Elsewhere in the sequence, two suited figures are shown working together, one secured to a foot restraint at the end of a robotic arm, guiding a large piece of equipment into position, while another moves along the exterior of a module marked with a flag, its surface wrapped in reflective gold material designed, in reality, to help regulate temperature in the extremes of space. Beneath them, an animated rendition of Earth continues to turn, a quiet backdrop to painstaking, deliberate work. The visualization then introduces what appears to be a space telescope, its mirror built from segmented gold-toned panels unfolding slowly against the black of space. Whether this represents any specific real instrument isn't something we can confirm from the footage alone, but it evokes the design of modern space observatories, built to unfold their mirrors and sunshields only once safely beyond our atmosphere, then begin the long, patient work of gathering light from the farthest reaches of the cosmos. From here, the imagery shifts to a cratered gray landscape beneath a black sky, a visualization of a lunar surface, its terrain pitted with impact scars accumulated over billions of years, undisturbed by wind or rain. Above the horizon, a small blue sphere is shown suspended in the dark beneath a distant glowing light source. It's a powerful image, rendered to suggest what it might look like to stand on another world and see our own from a distance, a perspective only a handful of human beings have ever experienced directly. The journey continues further outward into what is unmistakably illustrative territory. A ringed planet appears, encircled by a wide band of orbiting debris, with smaller moons nearby and a glowing, colorful nebula in the background. This is a cinematic representation of a distant planetary system, not a photograph, but a visual concept designed to convey the scale and strangeness of worlds beyond our own, where rings, moons, and storms take forms very different from anything in our immediate neighborhood. From there, the visualization sweeps through a dense field of stars, an artistic rendering evoking the structure of a galaxy, with dust lanes and clusters of light stretching across the frame. It's designed to give a sense of scale that no single photograph could ever truly capture, a reminder that even our entire solar system is a small point within something immeasurably larger. Further still, an imagined star system comes into focus, a glowing central star surrounded by several planets of varying size and color, some accompanied by their own moons. This sequence appears to be a conceptual illustration of what an exoplanetary system might look like, rather than a depiction of any specific confirmed system, a visual stand-in for the thousands of planets astronomers have detected orbiting distant stars, most of which we will never see directly, only infer through light and shadow. The visualization then lands on the surface of an invented alien world, jagged, multicolored mountains beneath a star-filled sky, with an enormous banded planet rising above the horizon and a smaller moon glowing nearby. It is a purely imaginative landscape, built to convey the diversity of worlds that may exist beyond our solar system, shaped by forces and chemistries we can only theorize about. Finally, the footage returns to something grounded, a sunlit desert landscape here on Earth, its rust-colored terrain and canyon walls echoing the alien vistas just imagined. It's a fitting way to close this journey, a reminder that even our own planet holds landscapes dramatic enough to rival anything conceived for the screen, and that the line between the world we live on and the worlds we imagine is sometimes thinner than we expect. From the real fire of a launch to a series of imagined journeys across our solar system and beyond, this video blends documented reality with creative visualization, inviting us to wonder about what's true, what's imagined, and how much of the universe still remains entirely unknown. If you enjoyed this journey between the real and the imagined, subscribe for more documentaries like this one, because whether captured on camera or brought to life through animation, the story of space exploration is far from over.